Hey guys, so I have been catching up on my videos of uh, some of you YouTubers who are getting a little frustrated with how to film your diamond painting. Some of the people who are just getting started, and it's hard to describe it in text. So I figured I would do an updated video of my jerry rig for my diamond painting. Uh, Jasmine's here for the ride. So what I did, because if you've seen some of my other videos, I had all kinds of contraptions, but here's what I've got so far. Now, I believe there's another video where I explain, tying it down, but essentially what you're doing is if you have a tripod, okay, you're going to have the short legs in the front, and then, excuse me, oh, the bathroom door's open again. Hang on. Okay, so let me back up here. So I've just got a regular tripod. This is for a regular camera. And the two front legs are short. Tie down the back to weight it down so it doesn't flip forward, obviously. Some sort of weight back there. And then what I found are these good grips at Home Depot. It's like a really stiff rubber coated pipe cleaner. Good ties, good ties. I think grip ties. There we go. Grip ties. I talk about that in my haul video from when I go shopping. And then now of course, depending on if you have a tripod, if you don't, then this is all kind of take what you want. But my particular tripod, there's a little gap in there that I was able to just stick that grip tie right through it. And I have a pop socket. And that's just the case of my phone because obviously I can't film the setup and show you how it fits in there. And then this is the end where my camera would be sticking out, obviously. Now, if you don't have a pop socket, this would work probably almost as well without it, just because you're creating like a table. And then I bent the ends to kind of press down on the base of the phone to keep it from, because it's past its pivot point here, it would kind of flip a little bit, a little unstable, a little bouncy. So I just kind of rolled those over to hold down the back end. And as I was saying, if you didn't have a pop socket, this would work too, but my fear is that if the whole thing did come crashing down, this is going to kind of hold it from completely, if it just started to tip, from falling down there. But that's just a little added extra security there. And you could even push it down to really hold it in place. But this is pretty firm. And then of course, my breathing is so heavy because I walked upstairs. So I'm so out of shape. I did the blue painter's tape outline so I knew what you could and couldn't see. However, I've been having all kinds of issues with having to reset that because I've messed with this so many times that this no longer is accurate. So that's just kind of, my version of keeping everything in frame. And so let me just show you, in case, I don't know if anybody does use them, but if you had a tablet, from what I've seen people who do this with tablets, the quality isn't as good. But you can see, a tablet's going to weigh a whole lot more than just my empty phone case. And I'm not even holding down the end there, but you can see, that gets you right over what you're filming, straight up and down. And then my light, to kind of keep the glare down, a little bit more soft lighting, I put the, this is like that, it's the bag that my light had, the carrying case, and it's just that cheap kind of fake material. I don't even know what to call it. I know what it feels like. It feels like those grocery bags that you buy for, at the stores, to the reusable grocery bags. It feels like that kind of material, and it's white. So when I turn on the light, it still lets the light in, but it reduces glare from the light bulb. so I can get a more direct light without all the reflection. But yeah, so if you didn't have a tripod, you know, you could, in the very beginning, I actually just took, let me find it. This is how I did it in the very beginning. And then I took my phone, again, this is a tablet, so this is exaggerated, but, and then I have the pop socket on there, so it kind of tilted it up. But, you know, anything like that kind of gets you enough of an angle above your work that you can kind of see what you're doing for the paint with me or stick with me, as I call them. Depending on if you're right or left-handed, you want to film, you know, from the opposite side of your knuckles, because otherwise all anybody's going to see is the side of your hand. You want to film from the opposite side. So if I was left-handed, you could see what I was doing. It's, you know, kind of a simple tip, but, you know, you might not think of it right off the bat. Some people do film from the head of their work. I think I might have done that a couple of times, but when watching those, I always kind of felt like I was looking at the screen upside down all the time, watching it, because you're looking at their canvas backward, and the angle of it, it just felt like the screen was upside down. But it's certainly that's if it's this way, you know. If it's straight from the top, whatever. But I just always felt like I was looking at the screen upside down. And when I try and turn my phone, the screen would flip the other way. And it just, but I would just, you know, lock my rotation and turn the screen over. But then, of course, then when their body was in the shot, then it felt like I was now looking at it upside down. But, I mean, those are some, you know, free little ideas. You know, put a box with a pool noodle under your phone to kind of prop it up. That might work. Here's pool noodle. My pile of stuff to make you guys think that I'm always neat and clean. You know, now imagine this is up higher, you know, on top of a box, but, you know, tape somehow, whatever. Maybe wrap a grip tie around a pool noodle. You got pool noodle, you could, who knows? There's a million things you guys can figure out on how to inexpensively, without having to run out and buy a tripod. The only reason I had one is because my husband used it he was a realtor. He used it for taking photographs. But, you know, I have also a lamp. For a while, I was suspending my phone off of the base of my lamp. I did that for a while. But then you were looking at everything from the side. And then I had an issue with landscape versus portrait. But, you know, there's all kinds of ways to get that if you're using a phone to get your camera up there. But those were my ideas. I really, really like these. I mean, you could figure out a million ways to film just by picking up some of these grip ties. And I found them also I took a outing yesterday to the Container Store on my epic hunt for Tic Tac boxes. They were also sold out, but they had these in really small sizes too. So apparently this is a thing, kind of like, you know, Snapchat, that I just was not aware of. But good idea there. You know, I could probably even do it off my curtain rod, right? Get some clips and a curtain rod and really get it up there. Hey, maybe I'll try that on one. Maybe that's probably what I'm gonna have to do, because I think we're fixing the toilet today. Gonna fix the toilet, and I have not figured out, I haven't even thought it through how I'm gonna film this. Probably one of these off the curtain rod. Put it up here, straight down shot, so you can all see that bald spot I didn't know I had on the back of my head. That's awesome. So we're hopefully gonna fix this today. Got my parts ready to go. And I see that towel is not straight. So I have to make a couple shout outs because I just finished watching a whole bunch of videos. See, here's my crap. Okay, I do leave shit laying around. I was taught by my mother to always have your house looking pristine when company comes. She used to, see, and there's my bag of garbage that I've been taking downstairs. She used to have bridge night where her girlfriends would come over on Tuesday nights, and I'm gonna just sit down and we're gonna relax, but I'm not gonna film me because I haven't showered. So now you know what I just realized? I filmed this whole freaking thing in portrait. I hate portrait, but we'll go with it this time. Tuesday night was bridge night, and her friends for years would snicker and didn't tell her that they would, talk about her behind her back until it came out later on when they were, kind of letting loose or whatever, that they would play tricks on her in that somebody would use the bathroom and, use a Kleenex or whatever and throw it in the garbage can and then come back and play a hand, and then my mom would get up and leave and she'd empty the garbage. And then the next person would go in and put something in the garbage, and my mom would go at the next hand and empty the garbage, and they would fuck with her over and over again because my mom always wanted everything perfect when you had company. So yeah, I was raised by that kind of mentality that you don't show your mess. So that's why I have these little piles of stuff hidden in corners out of view. What are you doing? Are you going to go swimming with me today? You going to go for a boat ride? Go in my flotation device with me? Okay. So yeah, that's why, I have these piles of crap laying around that I try and keep out of view. But one more fun little story. I should just save all this stuff until paint with me. Yeah, I'm going to do that. Or I'll tell these stories while I'm fixing the toilet because I got a million more. And that was a tangent back to the original point, which was watched a bunch of videos from Gone Off My Rocker. She's one of the ones who was saying she was working on figuring out how to do her camera for paint with me or stick with me. So this is for you. Oh, what is your first name again? It ends in an IE. Shoot, I can't remember. But she is adorable. She's just getting started as far as subscribers. She's under 30 subscribers, but I just adore her. She's the person that you want to hang out with on a Saturday afternoon for Girls' Day. I mean, she is just, check her out. She's awesome. Love the personality. And she answered me at 3 a.m. I was responding to her videos, adding comments at 3 a.m. and she was replying. So, yeah, she's got something going on there too, like me, being up at 3 a.m. But I suppose, I'm in Eastern time zone. Who knows where she is? It might have, been much earlier. She was in California then, she maybe not, doesn't have issues to be up at 3 watching YouTube. But, so she was one talking about the camera, and then Abstract Crafter was talking about having issues. She bought a tripod and couldn't get it to work. So for you, Brandy, maybe these grip ties to kind of attach your phone to your camera, and then the pop sockets, those you can find them all over the place. They're like $10. Grip ties were like $5 for 2 at Home Depot. And then Christina, Crafty Tina Lynn, she had been making some comments about the camera angles and stuff too. So I know she had YouTube channels years ago for book reviews and cross stitch? No, scrapbooking, sorry. Christina scrapbooking and book reviews, and so I know she has a tripod because she mentioned it. So that might be an idea for you if you still have a tripod. So anyway, for you new girls who are joining the crazy club and having issues with how to film yourself for downward shots, those are some ideas. As far as whatever contraption you have to get the altitude, and then how to attach if you're using a phone. These grip ties I think are awesome. Much better than the clamps. I was using clamps and the protractor, if you saw that. The one issue with the clamp, these in particular, are so strong. I mean, I did actually clip it onto the phone, but I was so scared that I was going to like crack the glass in the phone because they're really high tension. I had also used this one. I have no idea. I think it came with something that was in the house when we bought it. But this is a lot less tension. And that I was using, to clip when I had the ruler and the protractor and all that crap, Check out those videos if you want to see how to really jerry-rig a setup. But, yeah, and loved... Brandy, Abstract Crafter, she did. I don't think I've even finished it yet. I just stopped because I was like dead in my tracks laughing at the comment she made about she's going through all of her different supplies and accessories for diamond painting, and she's talking about what kind of tweezers she likes and how to remove hair from the canvas because she has, I think she said, 3 cats and a husky, and she said that hair is like a condiment in her house. It's just everywhere. And I just stopped in my tracks laughing and stopped watching so that I could comment on hers, and then figured, well, I should probably wait till it's over with so I can, tell her all the things I liked about her video. But then I'm in hyperdrive. My ADD medication is kicking in. I woke up late, and that stuff kind of makes you a little energized as far as getting shit done. So I'm talking a million miles an hour, or as Christina would say, 12 miles an hour. Going 12 miles an hour. So, but yeah, so I want to go in the pool while it's nice out because it rains every single day in Florida pretty much during the rainy season, and it got to get out there and get some sun and then come in and fix the toilet and then do a paint with me where I can talk about, growing up with a compulsive clean freak and probably tell some more of my relatable stories from listening to Gone Off My Rocker, Abstract Crafter, and Crafty Tina Lynn, and what they've had to say about the, topics of hoarding, topics of OCD, things like that. So anyway, I got to get going so I can actually accomplish something, because this was completely impromptu video, and I hope you've enjoyed, just basically staring at my wall and Jasmine. Again, she's high maintenance, takes a lot of effort to deal with her hyperactivity. If you have high anxiety, this is definitely not the breed for you, because as you can see, constant attention seeking and very high strung, high energy, very destructive to a home, all kinds of damage everywhere. There's countless, depressions on furniture and carpet where she just lays in one spot for many, many hours a day and kind of ruins the fluff on the furniture because she's just, yeah. It's a sacrifice having you around. truly is. But now that we've sat here staring at what these maps are about, it's not that I have like an obsession with maps. What this is an idea I had wanting to document everywhere I've ever been. And then I have little colored pins. These are really short pins that I got. I don't remember, Walmart or something, but they're push pins, but they're very, very small, tiny little things. And they only came in like a pearlized white, and I wanted them color coded based on where I'd been. So you can see now we're looking sideways because these are places that I've passed through. These are places in this red that I've been with my husband, Brian. These are places that I've been by myself. Places I've been with other family members. Places I've been with my mom. These are the different state capitals I've been to. These are places I've been with various members of the Miller family. That would include my dad. And then this one I have to redo because it's smeared. These are places I've lived. So then I'm not going to go and pinpoint where I actually live right now, but you can see, so I've pinned all the places I've been in California, and those are all purple and one green one. So I was there by myself, and purple is with my mom. So when I was out of high school and considering going to college in California, we flew into San Diego and took a trip all the way up the coast to we did go into Oregon. We went almost to Washington, but I can't remember that part of the trip to know exactly which cities we were in. At least I thought we went almost to Washington. And I, haven't dug out the videos from the early 1990s, my home movies, to see which towns, but I knew these. So that was one trip. And then on my honeymoon, this was a trip we went to. My dad took us to Mexico, and we had a layover in Houston. So that's just passed through. I've never really been to Texas other than in the airport and saw all the people in cowboy hats there. Honeymoon, New Orleans, and we had originally drove down to the Panhandle, and Hurricane Sandy was heading up the East Coast. So we kept watching the radar and saw where we needed, which direction to go to stay away from the storm. So we drove this way and went to New Orleans. We also went to Disney World and stuff. And then this is where I was originally from. So you can see I've been pretty much everywhere in Wisconsin. Born and raised in Illinois. Spent 15 years living in Wisconsin. So that's kind of where I've been in the Midwest. Went to Canada once. That was somebody I met on Match, drove to, right? I was in my early 20s. I drove to Canada for a date. And then I used to live in Virginia. So I had been up to DC, took a road trip to Philadelphia to see my cousin who lives there. Here's another date. I met a man many years ago when I was at Sandusky. Who knows what's there? Yep, Cedar Point. Took my son to the amusement park, met somebody, went standing in line for a roller coaster, and we started dating for a few months. And I went to visit him in New York, and we went to the Corningware Museum when I was there visiting. So a little bit on this coast, and then now I live in Florida in the Tampa area. And I've been to the Keys. Here's another road trip with Mom. Living in Virginia, we took a road trip down the Outer Banks down to Charleston. Hit Savannah on my honeymoon. So yeah, that was my little project before I found work in Florida. Was I bought this map and put it in a poster frame and pinned everything I've been in the United States, and then I have a separate map for the rest of the world. Not a globetrotter. Taken a couple cruises to the Caribbean. And I have my dad's sister lives in Mexico, visited her, and of course been to Cancun. But yeah, that's it for my world travels. This little corner of the globe. This is where I want to go. I'm hoping someday I'd love to go on a European cruise with my husband. That would be awesome. My mother spent 6 weeks in Australia on a vacation once. My dad has gone to China on vacation. Not real into Egypt or any of that stuff. Or here's Madagascar. That's where my dog's breed is from, the Royal Dog of Madagascar. So way down there. I guess I always assumed it was hot in Madagascar, but now that I'm looking at it, here's the equator and here's Madagascar, so it's a knuckle away from the equator. So yeah, it's gonna be hot there because Florida's way the heck up there. So yeah, I guess she is from a warm climate, which makes total sense, seeing as, she doesn't do a lot to overheat. Even in the room, she's got her head under the couch for shade. Do you want to go swimming? Would you like to go swimming today? You want to go for a boat ride? Would you like that? Should we go swimming? Maybe. Okay. Anyway, time to put on my suit, and I'm not going to film that. Not that you've seen my face yet today, but you probably see my bald spot later when we fix the toilet. So, big long tangent. This is almost 30 minutes. And my favorite author, Dean Koontz. Haven't read anything for over a year, though, because I got into other stuff since then. And okay, let's go get ready to go swimming. Come on. Okay, guys, so I'm going to go grab some sun and come fix the toilet in a little bit. I'm going to actually be brave. I'm uploading this one. No editing and no opening or ending Snapchat. Sorry, I just want to get this done, not 3 days editing it, and I want to get another one up going later on. So I'm gonna go get ready. Bye.